Police waiting outside, and they can hear gunfire inside the school, and they start demanding that police go in, and they don't. And they say this is video of that.
Is the chief executive officer of this corporation called the United States of America. The president is the chief executive officer of this corporation called the United
Shalom, shalom. Want to first welcome you to the Black News Network. This is War Smith, the host, and we are reporting live from the desk of the Emissary. We're broadcasting from a Black perspective today, bringing you the news in a way that you may not receive it from CNN and Fox News and any other news reporting agency out here. This is the Black News Network. We broadcast on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, and again on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. We ask that you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. We ask that you like us on Facebook, visit us and view us on Instagram and all the other social media platforms. We ask that you think about the information that you are about to receive, because it affects you as Black people. There's no way you should not be paying attention to what's going on in America today. There is so much stuff happening. The latest that we know of is the shooting in D.C. This is day number 102, 103. But in America, we've experienced 147 mass shootings. Now, what is a mass shooting? A mass shooting has at least 4 people shot dead and an incident. So in America, in the 102nd day of the year 2023, we have experienced 146 shootings, mass shootings. That's quite a bit for us here in America. You know, you cannot sit back and think that these things going on here in America don't affect us all, because they do. And because they do, we cannot think that we are not going to be personally affected with what's happening here. And something is wrong. Something is wrong with America, especially when we don't understand the magnitude of what's actually going down here in our country. I am here to tell you today that we have to muster our people and get together and start talking about what we can do to change the way things are here in America. 147 shootings in 103 days, that is bullshit if I ever heard it. And we know that there's a major problem. There are certain things that always happen during a major shooting. I'm not going to neglect to talk about the one that just happened in was it Nashville or Louisville, Tennessee? That's where it was, Louisville, Tennessee. In that where this guy knew that he had knowledge of being fired. He decided to go to the boardroom and shoot the executive. He shot 4 major bank executives in one bank. He shot them dead, and one died in the hospital. And unfortunate, it's very, very unfortunate. It is very, very sad that America is at a point in time where people would rather pick up the gun and take it in and kill everybody that has something to do with it than to walk away or get fired from a job. What that tells us is that no longer are people taking into account the state of mind of individuals that they are dealing with. Now, if anybody should be pissed off, it should be us. We should be the one pissed off because we have suffered from day one when we first got off the slave ships to this day here. I'm here to talk about something that has happened in our country that will have to be cleaned up and fixed by the American government. From day one, the laws have been written to control the movement of Black people. If you are out off the plantation without a proper pass, you could be killed, lynched, imprisoned, made to work the rest of your life for no reason. I'm sure many of you have seen 12 Years a Slave. This was a free Black man who was taken into slavery and made to work as a slave until somebody came and recognized him and took him up out of that situation. Otherwise, he was going to die a slave. And they treated him as such. It didn't matter that he was a free Black man. It didn't matter. But what really bothers me the most is when I can sit back and say, I could never, ever in my lifetime muster enough energy to treat a fellow human being, whether black, yellow, green, orange, purple, or gray, the way that slaves or Black people were treated or still treated here in America. It takes a rare form of mankind to treat people the way they were treated as slaves here. You looked at these people as they were no better than a donkey or a horse or a fowl out in the field or a deer. You know, you treated Black people so harshly, so foul. You took away their dignity. Black people would rather jump off the slave ship than to be and drown, than to come to this country and be treated the way that they were treated. Black people would rather commit suicide during slave time than to allow the white master to rape their daughters. They would rather kill themselves, kill their family, before they allowed their family to be disrespected by the people who own slaves. The white people. The white people. Now, in today's society, you look in any state senate office, any House of Representative office, you will see the abundance of white people. One thing white people have learned that we have not learned is that the vote carries weight here in America. Your vote carries more weight than any damn thing, any amount of money you got, any car you drive, any position you hold. Your vote counts more than anything, because the only way they get to stay in them damn seats is because we neglect to vote. And as long as we don't go out and vote the way we should in numbers, We can't wait till we get mad and then go vote, because that's you always reacting to shit you could have been proactive to. You could have been proactive to by planning and strategizing and going to the polls and voting to stop some of this bullshit, rather than allowing the bullshit to happen and then coming back and saying, I'm going to vote to get his ass up out of office. See, the first time, if you had voted, Donald Trump would have never went to the damn presidency. This country has been on a spiral downhill ever since that white man sat his plump ass up in that Oval Office in Washington, D.C. and effed up America from that day on, worse than what it was. See, what he really did, he revealed the truths of the white American. He revealed what white American really thought, what white America really believed, what white America really wanted to do with you, the black man. You know, if you think that slavery is over because it's 2023, you a bigger damn fool than you set out to be. You got to be stupid to think that slavery doesn't exist today. That's why there are 10 black men in prison to every one white man. That is why there are 10 black men being shot by the police to every one white man. These are the control mechanisms being used in the 21st century. Prison and the police. Prison and the police. They are using the laws that they made to control your movement. To control your movement even more now. Because you are so thinking that you have made it to such a high level in life that you don't have to vote unless you're angry. You gotta be stupid. Come on, people. Do something, do better. You know better, you gotta do better. You cannot sit around and wait till somebody gets killed in your family and then go out and vote to change the law. Right now, you got something on the ballot in San Antonio, Texas, that you may or may not have thought about. Proposition A. You got Proposition A, which does two things. It bars the chokehold and it stops the no-knock warrant. And you got the audacity to say, I'm thinking about whether I'm going to vote for Proposition A. You a damn fool, man. Come on. You can't be stupid enough to say you're going to say no to Proposition A when they talking about the very things that they use to control your ass. Now, see, Louisville, Kentucky is where Breonna Taylor lived. That's where they did a no-knock warrant, bust into her house, and killed her looking for another dude. It wasn't, she didn't have shit to do with what happened when they went into her house. They killed her. Now, here it is, the same city. Now they got all these people busting into the bank, killing, well, they got this one man busting into the bank, killing the bank the bank executives, and now all of a sudden, we got to do something about the guns. We got to do something about the guns nowadays. But when Breonna Taylor got killed, you didn't see all these white folks standing up there preaching and praying and saying, oh, we got to do something. Please give us the right to do something. Don't let these assault weapons get back on the market. Don't let the state take them from us and sell them. You saying, give us the authority to do this. They ain't gonna give you shit because you gonna screw it up again because you should have done something when Breonna Taylor was shot. But you didn't do shit but pay them off and think everything went away. And then if you go over one state over to Tennessee, you got the two brothers over there who got kicked out of the office when they let the white woman stay. You cannot tell me, you cannot fathom the facial expression to tell me that what happened with those three people was not pure blatant racism in public view, in our senates, in our capitol, in our state houses. That is what it is. And it's happening there because you will not go out and vote. Don't wait till you get angry. Go vote, because you are the ones who put those people up there. You heard that man, the Speaker of the House, stand up and say, now you wanted the attention and you got the attention. He said that to that black man. And then they thought they ousted him out of his seat. But he's back in his seat today. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is, he had the power to take him out of his seat. And that power worked because you don't get out and vote. Now, I'm saying these things to you, and I mean it because I don't believe we as black people understand the power of our vote. We understand the power of entertainment. We understand the power of first round draft picks. We understand that bullshit, but we don't understand what it takes to put the right people in these political positions to help us win. Like right now, we got Patrick Jones running for District 2 councilman seat. Now, it's a long shot, but Patrick Jones got my vote because a black man, regardless, needs to be in that seat. And in order for that black man to get in that seat, we got to convince every black person that's a registered voter in District 2 to vote for Patrick Jones. But see, this incumbent individual, he's got a lot of backing. And if you don't realize what you're up against, then you're doomed to fail, because we are not doing our homework. We're not putting forth the effort to be where we need to be. And the only way we're going to get where we need to be is we put the work in and we never give up. We never give up. We never give up to the system. We never give up to the status quo, the things that they have put in place to keep us in the positions that we are in. We got $35 billion to send to Ukraine. So far, we've spent that much money, $35 billion to Ukraine. That's a lot of damn money. Teachers now are starting to teach our children about gender identification while they're in elementary school. But the problem with that is they're doing it without parental consent. They're teaching our children without parental consent. So what does that tell you? You have to be able to teach your children at home. And if you don't, then you're screwed again. You're screwed on the education system. You're screwed on the political system. You're screwed on the economic system. You're screwed on the job market system. You're screwed on every type of system there is to keep you from becoming all you can be. You are not going to be given a fair opportunity to be all that you can be. And you're not going to be given that opportunity because why should they? Why should they give you an opportunity to be all you can be? Because you're not doing what you should do as an individual in America to looking out for yourself and your society. There are too many other distractions. And these distractions are what the problem is. You're allowing everything and everybody to get in between you and what you should be doing. It is a vicious cycle of distraction. And this cycle will continue to plague us as a people because you're allowing them to put us in this cycle. Now, as long as we think that this United States of America is not designed to keep the black man down, and when I say the black man, I mean the black man, the black woman, the black child, everybody suffers. That when they do go out of their way to keep the black man down, not only are they keeping the black man down, but everybody in that black man family is being kept down. The children, it's a domino effect. And the dominoes get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and we get farther and farther and farther and farther away from the values and the beliefs and the American way and the way that we should look in America. We're not going to look the way we should look in America until we do the things that we should do in America. And some of the things that we need to do in America is vote. This one thing can change the dynamics of the entire system. You got all these black people in prison, and it is written that how you keep a person enslaved in the 13th Amendment or the 14th Amendment, you put them in prison. That is the only exception to your citizenship, or the lie that they tell you in the 14th Amendment, is that if you're a prisoner, you got no right. You're still a slave. You can still be slave. They claim they outlawed slavery, and at the same time, except for if you're in prison, they can farm you out as a slave. So how do they keep the plantation going? Excuse me. They keep the plantation going by putting you in jail, keeping the black people in jail so they can farm the black people out to do certain work for free or for minimum wages. Even if they work a prisoner, they should never take away the right for a prisoner to earn a decent living. If you're going to work that prisoner, give that prisoner the means to survive. Don't just work the shit out of them. That ain't paying back society. That's some bullshit some white man came up with and put that shit out, and we ran with it. And we gotta do better. We just can't allow all the bullshit that they put out there be something that we push forward. We are pushing the agenda forward with thinking that these people have owed something to society. That's why they're in prison. But 6 out of 10 people in prison ain't got no business in prison nowhere, or received a heavier sentence than the people that committed the same level of crime, but they were not black. Now this guy that shot up the Louisville, Kentucky bank, he's got mental issues. How many damn times do you want to hear this about a white man who does some low down shit? He got mental issues. But if a black man do it, he's a barbarian. He's a thug. He's a nigger. He's everything but a person with mental issues. And he's not going to walk away from some stuff like that. Any black man being shot going out doing something like that, he's considered dead before it's all over. You know, the abortion pill has been a big deal lately. Mifepristone, something like that. He had the judge in Texas suspended Mifepristone. I can't pronounce it, but he suspended it because the white women are still getting a hold of those pills, creating abortion. So they did Roe versus Wade. They killed that, 6 months ago, a year ago maybe, and now they're going after the pills that do the same thing. So what is the agenda here? Why are they meticulously going after the rights of women to put women back in a particular place? And white women, you sitting back on your ass like you got it made. You don't realize the target is you. They're doing this shit to get your ass back in check because you have stepped off the plantation too. And that's what they can't handle. So they're coming up with all these abortion laws that corral your ass back into the system that they want you to be in. And you're going to sit back and allow them to do it. Then you got Donald Trump. Well, I don't even have to say nothing here. Just to show you how perverted America is, the Dalai Lama. Do you know who the Dalai Lama is? He's the most religious person in India they're supposed to be. The Dalai Lama. He's a holy, holy, holy man. Everybody wants to kiss the Dalai Lama, but the Dalai Lama is a pervert. And that's simple to say it. The Dalai Lama is a pervert. The Dalai Lama told a little 10-year-old boy to suck his tongue. You heard me? The Dalai Lama told a 10-year-old boy to suck his tongue on national television. On national television. That's how dirty our people are. Not our people, but people of different nationalities are. We got to do better. We got to do better. Just so you know, Jones and Pearson have been reinstated back into the Senate, and they were put out because they used a bullhorn, because they're fighting for rights of the people who got killed in that school, in that private Catholic school. It's still happening. There was something that I wanted you to know, a little history today. Two things, and then I'm going to close. One is, in 1482, now remember, 1482 is 10 years before 1492, which is the bullshit ass lie they told us about Columbus. So in 1482, Leonardo da Vinci was tasked to paint the Last Supper. Now, we look at the Last Supper and we think that's the holy grail of painting, and we place that painting in our house all over the world. And we place those paintings, we try to look away, the color don't matter. All white folks. We look at them as the Last Supper, and we put them up there, up on our walls. Now, who are the people that's posed for the Last Supper? Let me tell you who they were. Leonardo da Vinci had an uncle whom he needed someone to stand in for Jesus. So he put his uncle up there to set in for Jesus. And then he took 12 convicts from the local prison and made them all the disciples so he could paint them. So that is what we we wish it for all of our lives. We know the Last Supper as a sacred picture, but in reality, when you know the true history behind the Last Supper, you know that it was Leonardo da Vinci's uncle who was acting like Jesus, and then 12 prisoners who were acting like disciples, or 12 convicts who were acting like disciples. That's the first piece of history I wanted to tell you. The second piece of history I want to tell you is how we take the interpretation of the Holy Bible and we allow it to manifest in our minds. And we were made to learn these things in our minds. So what I'm about to read to you is a reality check on what happened with the Lord's Prayer. I'm reading to you from a scribe, a scroll that was found way before the Holy Bible was written. And it was never translated the right way into the Holy Bible. Because if you think about the Lord's Prayer, it's been brought from Greek to Spanish to English. It's been translated 3 to 4 to 5 times. And each time they translate this Lord's Prayer, something is lost in it. So I'm about to read to you the original Lord's Prayer. O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being and carve out within us a space where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear fruit for your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance to our desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tongue of threads of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which will divert us from our true purpose, but eliminate the opportunity of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the breath, the power, and the fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. And so it is. That is your original Lord's Prayer. And if you want to hear it again, rewind my presentation, and you can look this up if you get the words right. So I want to thank you all for listening to the Black News Network. This is our Wednesday evening 30-minute session, just to give you a heads up about some of the things that we're going to be talking about on Sunday. I will see you Sunday at 3:30. Salam, salam. This is the Black News Network, the real voice of Black USA, broadcasting from the desk of the Emissary. I do not own the rights to the music, but I do own the rights to what I say. Take care, and I will see you all on our next broadcast.